Okay, get your swim trunks on. This is the creature from the Black Lagoon from the sequel movie Revenge of the Creature. Beautiful kit from X Plus. I have nothing bad to say about this kit at all. I've been waiting on this one for a while. Saw a couple other builders take care of theirs online, and yeah, they did a great job on it. This kit is so fun to put together. The seam lines are almost invisible. There are a couple that I found after the fact, but I'm not going to worry about it too much because, like I said, it's so much fun building this kit. Had a great time with it. The creature from the Black Lagoon is one of my all-time favorite movie monsters, and my daughter actually happens to enjoy it as well as I do. So this is going to go up in her room with her creature collection. Alright, so the instructions here are almost as fun as the kit itself. You can see there at the bottom, pro tip, they're talking about painting it. There's a little QR code for a survey, and then also a QR code for, it links you to a video from X Plus, and about how they painted theirs, and it's really good video, amazing paint skills from this guy. Don't be afraid to make a splash with your painting skills, so hopefully I don't make any mistakes. The chain, it's all linked up. Just have to worry about that. So, all right, we're washing our parts. Well, Gilly there is washing his parts, and we'll want to make sure we get all that mold release off of there. Because yes, I've had a kit that after painting it, the paint started chipping off, and ever since then, I always wash those parts. Here's the ease of assembly here. These two halves go together, and then you've got one for each side, just like so. Yeah, I would make sure next time if I ever build this kit again, spend a little bit more time on those legs, because on one side I do have a little bit of a crack, but like I said, I'm not too worried about it. I'm just worried as long as I'm having fun with it. I think all in all, this kit maybe took me an hour and a half to build, or at least the body of the creature, just because I was waiting on glue to dry. But yeah, it looks like it's molded in the same kind of green that the old Aurora kit was molded in. That was a goofy looking kit there, but it's all history. All right, a little bit of cleanup, not much. A lot of these X Plus kits, the gates are they're molded so when you clip them off, you really don't see much of any leftovers there. Now, as a movie, The Revenge of the Creature was actually one of those better sequels that had come out. I know sequels usually aren't as good as the originals. That's common knowledge there. But Revenge of the Creature was, not as good, but good enough. It's one of those movies where, yeah, I could watch it over and over again with no problems. I love the original. The sequel's just as good. And then we're not going to talk about The Creature Walks Among Us because nobody should talk about that movie. But moving on here, we are getting into getting the feet on there, and yeah, you can see some of those cracks that a couple of them I do address later on in the build before paint gets on there. But there's a few that missed my eye, and I saw them after they was primed up. But not a beginner kit, but definitely a fun kit. Okay, yeah, so you got that leg there. The manacle is going to go on that leg, and then you've got a chain which is completely loose. That's going to be fun to put together there. So, all right, that big anchor, going to rust that up really nice. There's the manacle for the foot there, and then, yep, look at that face. Look at it. That is way better than the old Aurora kit. And I think I've got 3 or 4 creature models, one being like a statue type. But yeah, the faces, I think this is probably the best face next to the Horizon vinyl kit model, which I'll show you some pictures of that one in the next episode here. Yeah, I hate to say it, but this had to be in two parts because it's so involved. I've got I've got a lot of footage left that needs to be put together, and I just didn't want to be putting together a video that was over an hour long because nobody wants that, and I don't want anybody to lose interest while they're watching it. So I'd rather just do it in two parts than have to deal with that. Okay, and then head goes in there, and there is a gap there, but that's going to be filled with, or it's going to be, there's two fins that go on each side there, so my biggest thing was holding it together while it was drying so it didn't move around. There we go, looks great. So much fun with this one. That's, like I said, I must say it at least 10 times, but I got 9 more to go now. And very, very quick to assemble too. And at least the creature part was. The fish that come with it, I actually did a little bit of research. They tell you they're French angelfish, so I did some research online to see how I was going to paint them, because if I'm putting all this work into the creature, I want to put a nice amount of work into the base as well. There he is. Say hey. And working on the body now. Same thing like the legs. Two parts together, then you start adding parts on the side, and then you just gotta squeeze them together to get that Tamiya cement to lock onto it. But yeah, it was an easy kit too. I've built some kits that are pretty intense, and yeah, this one was just so simple. And like I said, not a beginner kit, but anyone who's built a few models should be able to knock out this kit with no problems. Yeah, it's coming together fast. Yeah, I think during the whole build and paint up, I probably watched Revenge of the Creature at least 3 times, just for inspiration. Yeah, but this kit, I would definitely follow the instructions, go in order, because there's a couple, I don't want to say there's a couple gotchas, but it'll make it easier if you work in order, rather than say, oh, this looks like this goes here, and this looks like this goes here. Nope. There you go. Hi. Hello. It's so cool. Love this creature. He's so big, he can't even fit him in frame. Throw him on the base. Oh, shaky camera. So at this time, do me a favor. In the comments below, let me know what your favorite creature movie is. The Creature from the Black Lagoon, Revenge of the Creature, or the the third movie, The Creature Walks Among Us. Alright, working with the Stynylrez Black. You knew I was going to use Stynylrez Black. And then Vallejo Surface Primer, Ghost Gray for the base. Plan on doing some special for the base. Going to put some very fine sand on there after it's painted up. And then, yeah, working with it from there. And then this is Vallejo Model Color Pale Sand. End up giving this 2 coats. That's a good base color for it. Just airbrushed on. Yeah, I do plan on having some fun with that anchor, since, you know, I can't really do anything without weathering or damaging it. So yeah, it's gonna be nice and rusty. It's just like that. Just like in the movie, he has his anchor to rest upon. And there's the seaweed. It's all primed up and ready to get painted. And the nice thing is the seaweed, it's got like the tabs that go into the base. They're specially molded, so you can't put them in the wrong spot. And the folks over at X Plus, they made this kit as easy to build as possible. There's your fish, your French angelfish. Alright, for the seaweed, I'm starting with a medium olive from Vallejo Model Color. Just seemed like a good color to start off with. And we got a starfish there too. Using Citadel's Bugman's Glow for that guy there. He actually goes on the back of the base, so you rarely see him, so we might have a little bit of fun with that later. Death Guard Green as a dry brush. Just pull all the detail out that we can. And there's quite a bit molded in there, so. Alright, Citadel's Storm Vermin Fur. I've thinned that down with some acrylic matte thinner. There we go. Now in the movie, he's actually in a containment area underwater. So I figured, well, they're not going to have a whole lot of natural colored things. And it's not going to look completely like it's out of the ocean. So everything's going to look about the same. Okay, you got our little seashell there. Okay, going in with a thin wash of Corax White from Citadel. Just want to give these rocks a little bit more definition, just to just so they don't look like just gray pieces of plastic sitting in the water. Okay, top of that, we're going with a Citadel shade, a Athonian Camo shade, easily one of my favorites. Yeah, I decided after I got done with the gray that I did want to put a few more colors in there just so it didn't look like a toy. Okay, then we're just going to do a Vallejo Game Color Wolf Gray dry brush. Pretty much your blending coat right there. It's going to make everything look a little bit more cohesive. Yeah, I like the way that turned out. Alright, on our finned friend here, we're going with some Vallejo Game Color Heavy Green. This is going to be our base coat. Just right through the airbrush. And this is just the base. We're not going to leave it like this because it would be a short video. Now, I found a picture online that I looked up some colored pictures of the creature, and when I saw this one, I was like, that's exactly how I want it to look. Alright, waiting for that green to dry, we're going to hit the anchor with some Citadel Contrast Black Templar. It's not a complete black, but it's got a little bit of color mixed into it. It's more like a bluish black, but it's going to look really nice with the rust on it. Alright, now with the base here, I'm just putting some Elmer's glue all, not the school glue. This is a little bit stronger. Just putting some of this on the base, and on top of this I'm going to sprinkle some fine sand onto it. And I debated whether I wanted to do this, but in the end I just decided, you know what, why not? Let's have some fun. And there's the sand right there. All over the place. Putting it in a container there so it's not all over my desk. And of course, when you do this technique, you're going to miss a few areas, so we're just doing that, cleaning those up. And you're going to let that dry. Get the sand off my hands. There you go. Alright, using some Vallejo Monocolor Pale Sand. I did want to go with white, but there's going to be another color that's going to go over this. There's that picture I was telling you about earlier. That's what I want to kind of try and imitate there. But this pale sand is going to go as a base color for a light yellow that I'm going to be putting on after this. And yeah, disregard that green on his belly. That was a mistake. Big mistake. That's okay. Comes out great in the end. And just working on him there. And look, he looks like a zebra. Zebra from the Black Lagoon. There we go. Yep, just getting some areas taken care of there. A little bit more on the top of his head. It's looking good. Alright, Citadel Contrast Eandon Yellow. Using this as like a filter. I didn't want it completely yellow, but I wanted a yellowish tint to it. And in the end, hopefully you'll agree that it came out as well as I feel it did. Okay, now coming in with some Plague Bearer Flesh Citadel Contrast paint. This is going to help to bring everything together and get right in there with the airbrush, right up against the edge of those scales. This took a while, but I really feel it was worth it. Especially looking at that picture from the color picture that I found. I think I got as close as I probably could have with this color. Yeah, so while I'm working on this color here, if you like the video so far, give it a like. I'd appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed to the Out of This World Models and Minis, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm having a lot of fun with the channel, and it's only going to get better. I got a lot of projects coming up, and possibly another collaboration, but we'll get into that in another video. So in the meantime, yeah, part 2 is going to be coming up real soon. Like I said earlier, I just didn't want to make this video over an hour. This kit has a lot of stuff going on with it, especially with that detailed base, with the chain and all that fun stuff. So it's just easier to put it in 2 parts. But I hope you enjoyed this part, and I hope you will give it a like, share it with any friends who like the creature from the Black Lagoon or love good sequels like Revenge of the Creature. Alright, working on the belly section now. We got some Citadel Contrast Skeleton Horde. Now this one I actually do a couple times, and then I dry brush a different color over it towards the end. These contrast paints, they are basically a one and done until it's dry, and then you can put another coat over it. If you try to put more paint on the section that you just painted, it's still pretty fresh, it will pull off so fast. And yeah, it does end up happening here, and I do go back and clean it up. Alright, using the same color, I'm getting the some stippling action going here on the bottom of each segment there on his scales. And this is where it really starts to come together with looking like the original picture that I had earlier. It's just a lot of work, but a little bit goes a long way. You can see that, yeah, that belly is just killing me right now. I'm actually taking paint off of it as I'm brushing, so that will get fixed. Don't worry about that. But the bottom section of the scales, it's a little bit darker, almost like a reddish brown on that picture. So what I end up doing is I just take the contrast paint straight out of the bottle. I'm not thinning it out, and putting it right on the bottom of those scales. There's my hairy arm. And I think at that point in time I was just trying to pull the paint off of the inside cap. I dip it in a couple times so it actually you could actually see it on the model. There we go. But yeah, this was an effect that I really enjoyed, so I'm glad I decided to go with it. Alright, we're getting close to the end of part 1 here. Like I said, part 2 will be up as soon as I can get the rest of the base finished up there and process the video. I still have a lot of footage from that wasn't used in part 1, so we're going to get that up and running for you. You know what? You're not going to have to wait a long time for this one. I know there's a little bit of a gap between the last video and this one, but things happen. So, all right, Vallejo model color. I think this is white gray. We're going to get that eye. And that's it. See you in the next one. Part 2 will be up before you know it, so don't worry about that. Everyone take care. Thanks again for watching.